Thank you, and once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball. So happy you could join us as the first pitch of the ball game from Jose Contreras is taken for a ball. Josh Anderson leading off. He's hitting at .269, no homers. He's driven in 10. Tigers come in at 31 and 25. Uh-oh. It does not look like anything's going to be called inside.
And you can't afford to walk Anderson. He's got tremendous speed.
And the count 3-0.
Anderson swiped 10, been caught twice. There's only a couple of base runners on this team, and if they get on, it's going to be gentlemen start your engines.
There's the strike. DJ Rayburn behind the plate. First time we've seen him. Don't quite understand it, but and there is a two-hopper. Nice pick right there on a tough hop.
And a nice comeback by Jose after falling behind 3-0. It takes one of their speed burners, keeps him off. First game was a game that the White Sox pretty much handed to the Tigers. Now you just have to split, stay exactly where you were with 3 games left on the homestand and 3 games left in this series after tonight.
Here's Placido Polanco. And when I say I don't understand, this was a good crew. Bill Miller was behind the plate in game 1, did a heck of a job. And this is a big series. And you got 3 veterans out there, and yet they got the rookie behind the plate.
It's
something's wrong with that picture as that's popped up. Watch out.
We're going to get a little better communication, and the one thing that will always hold true is that the center fielder has the call. Anderson's calling for it, and Lexi doesn't give way, and they almost have a nasty collision. Fortunately, no harm, no foul, but got to communicate better.
2 down to Clete Thomas. This is the 5th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 4, they have split them. There's a strike. And here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Splitter misses.
Clete Thomas has some pretty big power to left center field. In fact, it was to left center where he hit a grand slam home run a couple of games ago.
And there's the strike. Well, Contreras in 5 starts down in Charlotte was 3-1 with a 2.70 ERA.
He's getting the ball over the plate.
Well, he's got to be able to get his fastball over. If he doesn't, we're in big trouble. The 8-9 lifetime against these Tigers. The ball hit hard. Ryan's not going to get that one. One hop into the seats, so the ground will double.
That was the power to left center field that I was talking about, and fortunately he didn't get that ball up, or that ball would have been out. 6th double of the year, and Thomas crushes his ball. Gets on the warning track and bounces out.
Well, this park is going to play short tonight. As here is the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera, hitting at .345, 10 homers. He's knocked in 38. He was 0 for 4 in game 1. And that's low and away. Thomas, good lead at second. As he got a good pitch to hit and couldn't do anything with it.
Well, it helped for Jose. He has first base open, and I'm not saying you pitch around Cabrera because you don't, but he is the most prolific hitter on this team. You can try to get him out of the strike zone. If he helps you out, well, then that's fine. But I don't think I'd give him anything real good to hit.
Now the fastball. at 92. And he got it by him. 1-2 the count. Cabrera just turned 26. He's got 185 home runs and 688 RBIs in 6 years. Castro wants it up, and that's fouled away.
Well, Cabrera's having some hamstring problems, so he's not going to be able to beat anything out.
Well, he's not. If this is left hamstring, which it is,
yes,
it makes it easier than having it on his right. He can still push off with the right. And when he lands, it's going to hurt a little bit, but he can handle it. Two balls, two strikes, with 2 out here in the top of the first, game 2 of the split doubleheader.
Curtis Granderson in the on-deck circle. He's hitting in an RBI spot. He led off the first game, but he's driven in 35, so it's one of the reasons why he's hitting in the 5 spot, to give Cabrera some protection.
He did not go.
Take another look at it. This ball sweeps well away. And from the side, they all look like swings.
He didn't go on that.
No,
one.
he checked it up. That was a good call by Brian Runge at first base.
So 2 out and the payoff pitch. Softly hit. Alexei bends over, and that'll do it. Pitches over the 2-out double to Thomas, and after a half inning play, it's the Tigers nothing and the good guys coming to bat.
The White Sox lineup. Posednik leading off with Ramirez and Dye. Tomey the DH. Konerko. Beckham looking for his first major league hit. Gets Anderson and Castro hitting ninth and catching. The defense and how they'll line up behind Bonderman. Anderson, Granderson, and Thomas. Sounds like a law firm. With Inge, Santiago, Polanco, and Rayburn. Laird behind the plate. Jeremy Bonderman back from a serious surgery to remove a blood clot and a rib. There you look at the numbers last season. He used to have a pretty big fastball. These days they say it's not quite there yet.
And the first pitch to Scotty Pod's taken for a strike. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Pod's 2 for 4 in the opener. Hitting at .305. Fouls that back. Hyde has faced Bonderman 27 times and has 4 hits.
This will be, however, a different Bonderman that he's looking at tonight.
Well, at one time, Bonderman, at least to our hitters, had the best slider in the American League.
Well, there's no doubt, but that also comes with a little velocity and a much stronger arm than probably he has at this point. He's young enough to maybe bounce back from a very serious surgery.
That's inside. So the count 1-2. Outfield slightly to the left. Inge back and well off the line at third. And that is high. Get out of here. Coming back. And Polanco makes a bit of a rookie mistake right there, even though he went a long way. He had time to get over there and then make an adjustment and didn't do it.
You have to go right to the rail, following the baseball. But you see Rayburn get out of the way, and Polanco, instead of going to the rail, he jabs at it at the last instant. So Pods has another life. Let's see if he can make the most of it.
Let a pitch out in front, but just got it right off the end of the bat.
Well, now the problem with that straight change is that it's 84 miles an hour, and his fastball is 88, 89, 90. There's not a whole lot of disparity between the two. Ideally, you'd like about 11 miles an hour between those two.
That is what has that's into center field. Anderson, can of corn, and that is out number one. But that 11-mile differential is what Jerry Kuzman and Tom Seaver did for the first half of the year. They talked about it and they said, we're going to find out what exactly we feel like is the best differential between the fastball and the change, and it turned out to be 11 miles an hour.
One of the reasons, Hawk, is that you can't readjust. It's fast enough so you can't readjust even if you recognize it is a changeup.
Well, I know I've hit him. At him, I should say. Alexei, 2 for 5 in the opener. Hitting at .251, 4 homers. He's driven in 26. And that's inside. He's throwing a little quicker than I thought he would be.
Well, don't forget he has a tremendous amount of adrenaline the first time on a major league mound in about a year.
That ball hit hard, deep, stay in the air. He looks up. You can put it on the ball. Yes. Yeah. 1-0 Sox.
Home run number 5, RBI number 27 for Alexei. A line drive rocket into the bullpen. That'll be the one problem for Bonderman, is that because he's not overpowering with all his adrenaline, he's going to speed it up to 90 or even maybe 91, but it's going to be pretty straight. Take another look at it. And this is a fastball that just doesn't really get there. Laird wants it inside. Alexei, with very fast hands, drops the barrel on it.
Well, Steve, the biggest problem he's going to have is he can't pitch the way he did before. All his muscle memory has got to be erased, and he has got to make some adjustments. And the count 0-2. Jermaine, 2 for 4 in the opener with a big 2-run homer to tie that ball game. Jermaine hitting at .278, 15 homers and 39 driven in. And there's a base hit just inside the line. Anderson quickly gets to it, bobbles it momentarily. So now Jermaine's got to turn it on to get there, and he just eased up a little bit after going around first base.
Yes, I don't quite understand that, because Anderson's got a pretty good and accurate arm. And Jermaine thought he was going to be coasting into second base, and he broke it down after first. Now, he pretty much knows he's going to go into second here, but you got to continue to bust it until you make sure that you've got it. Jermaine right there, he just is easing into second base. He just barely beat this play.
So here's Tomey. Jermaine picking up his 6th two-bagger. Starts him off, hits a strike.
You don't have to go back too far. 2006, Bonderman was 14-8. In 214 innings, he struck out 202 men, walked only 64. So at one point, he had great stuff.
Our club has always had pretty good luck against him at 5-9. He's 5-9 against our Sox. As I mentioned earlier, the one pitch that everybody talked about from Bonderman was that slider. They just could not pick it up. And that's inside.
Very rarely over the last 3 weeks has Jimmy swung at anything inside. They've tried to get it there, but they try to go in off the plate. He's taking that pitch, which eventually means they're going to have to go outside to him, which is a ball he drives to left center.
Well, he's got to create his own zone. We talked about that in the opening game, in case you did not hear it. Hitters have to create their own strike zone, and they do that by moving in the box. And, of course, that is almost non-existent in today's game. If you want to be pitched in, you can crowd the plate. If you want to be pitched away, you can move back off the plate. And there's ball 4. And right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our Hall of Fame director and the crew, going with Getz. Lisa, Larry, and Steve are going to go with Tomey, who just walked. And Terry Hanley, Mike Williams, Roger Clare, Carl Rubino, and all the folks out of Bolingbrook. We're going to go with Ramon Castro.
Well, you know, I've got that new phone, and Layla texted me before the game and said she really liked Ramirez tonight. So although nobody picked him, she wanted to just check in and let me know that.
Too late. Charlie.
Charlie
Wilson.
I'll text her back and let her know. She'll be very disappointed.
Here's Paulie. He homered to tie up that game at 4 as there's a strike called on him. And, of course, those picks to click brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com today. Steve got that new U.S. Cellular phone. That is a beauty.
Oh, it's terrific. It's the first time I've ever been able to text. Being technologically illiterate up until Friday. Now I'm a texting fiend.
You're just texting tweeting all over the place.
Driving my wife even crazier than I normally do.
2 on, 1 in, 1 out, 1-1 to count. You're in the bottom of the first if you're just tuning in.
Ball's been our best with runners in scoring position, and he's been hitting consistently this year.
Made a good pitch on him outside corner. Paulie trying to go right with it.
For Bonderman, I would doubt if they're going to let him go much over 90 pitches. So the fact that he's at 21 already, with only 1 out here in the first, this, at least for him, does not bode well for a long performance. The second game will be a bullpen game for these Tigers.
The ball hit high and deep into center field. Granderson has room on the track right in front of the fence. Paulie just missed it.
He's done that 3 times on this homestand. Taking it into left center, into straightaway center twice, and taking it within 2 steps of hitting the ball out of the park. And he goes down and gets his low fastball, and normally you would say it's a pretty good pitch. But Paul's swinging well. Granderson sets up, realizing that he's not going to get Jermaine, so he gets it into second. And Laird went out to have a talk with Bonderman about what they want to do with Beckham because, of course, they've never seen him before.
Outfield straight up for the 22-year-old. Checks it up on the breaking pitch. Gordon still looking for his first major league hit.
Almost had it the last time up 2 games ago, but Didn't work out that way. Good catch in center field by Crow.
And that goes around the plate. DJ Rayburn stayed right with that one. And the count 2-0, so he's got the catbird seat.
This is where any guy with 28 home runs and co-led the country in college home runs would be thinking about hitting the ball out of the park.
And that is going into the booth next to us. Two and one to count. Three and one. Chris Getz on deck. Guy at third, Tomey at first. We need to get some 2-out RBI hits. And that's ball 4. And that'll bring up Getz.
And this is where a trip to the mound for a guy just coming back. It's probably in order, and Rick Knapp takes a slow walk out there. He just wants to settle down Bonderman. Very emotional return to the major leagues for a guy that at one point was the #1 draft choice of the Oakland team back in 2001. Then traded to Detroit along with Carlos Pena and Franklin Herman in exchange for Jeff Weaver. The Carlos Pena that we've seen with Tampa Bay is not a guy that goes in a multiple player deal. That guy's become a star in Tampa. But it took him a while to find it.
So sacks packed, and there's ball 1. So Gordon Beckham draws his first major league walk. Yeah, Carlos Pena was a great story. Only in America.
Especially how many places he turned up.
Takes the strike. 1-1 to count.
This will be the 30th pitch of this first inning.
And it's a souvenir left side. He gets out of this with just 1 run.
This will be a big pick-me-up to the Tiger team, and especially Jeremy Bonderman. Already, Zach Miner loosening up in the bullpen.
Sacks packed with socks. The 1-2 pitch. That's looped out into center field. Granderson got a bad jump, but Santiago goes out and makes a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch to save a couple of runs, maybe 3. And after 1, it is 1-0 Sox. It's the top of the second inning, 1-0 Good Guys. Curtis Granderson. Curtis hitting 5th in the lineup tonight. Takes ball 1. Curtis, .262 average, but he has 13 homers and 35 knocked in.
Curtis has a lot of family at the game, being from around this area.
And that is going to be in the seats.
Got a chance to meet Curtis's dad. Very nice man. And Curtis is a very nice man. We wish him a lot of luck when he leaves town.
One and one to count. Watch out.
That was a split finger that actually bounced behind him. Now, if that hits him on a bounce, he takes first base.
He goes right on down to first base.
Take another look at it. They might have held on to that a touch too long.
Unless he swings it.
Yeah, and hits it behind him to third.
That's fouled away.
That would have looked good.
Two and two the count. Nice crowd on hand. Big series, even though it is just June 8th. That ball hit hard in the center field. Anderson back at the fence, makes the catch.
Brian did a nice job on that one, coasting back to the spot. He tracked that ball all the way, realized when he hit the track, he probably had 3 steps left. This is a split finger that just rolls up there, and Granderson hit it pretty hard. I mean, this is a guy with 13 home runs, so he's got some pretty good power.
I thought it was gone when he hit it. Here's Brandon Inge at .282, 12 homers. He's driven in 39. Cues that one foul. Second of this 5-game set. Just tuning in, they won the opener today 5-4. They didn't win it. We gave it to them. We lost it. Yes, he did.
Jose's using a low 3/4, almost sidearm splitter. Something that he might have found a feel for in AAA. That was it.
Make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Mark Burley against Dontrell Willis. Can't make it. That game will be over Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Close. And the count 2-2. Outfield slightly to the left. And that's the upper tank right side. Brandon Inge, one of the better all-purpose players. He can play anywhere and play it well. One hopper. Chris has got him. 2 down.
White Sox group and party area outing. It's priority seating for your group of 20 or more fans. You can save $1 to half off each ticket, depending on the size of your group and the party areas like the fan deck, warning track, or an individual game diamond suite. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn, 1 for 4 in the first game, hitting at .250 on the season with 3 homers. He's driven in 12. And there's the strike. One final this afternoon, the only other day game. Rockies sweep the Cardinals. They win it 5-2. Checks it up.
And it's Rayburn hitting and Rayburn umping.
Uh-oh.
They spell their names differently. Maybe it's a clever ruse.
Free hopper. Nice inning. 1, 2, 3 for the big man, Jose Contreras. After an inning and a half, he leads it 1-0. Eight starts. Verlander has 6 wins, no losses, a 1.12 ERA with 72 strikeouts. He is scheduled to start on Wednesday against our White Sox. Ryan Anderson, a big swing, can't get it. Anderson hitting at 243. A homer. He's driven in 6. 1-2-0 for our Sox. 0-1-0 for their Tigers. Santiago. 1 out.
Follow your team on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play video highlights and live audio broadcasts. Visit WhiteSox.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase.
Here's Ramon Castro. Out in front, off-speed pitch, hit him full. Castro 0 for 6 since coming over from the Mets. One and one to count with Scotty Pods on deck. And the count 1-2. A beautiful evening here in the beautiful city. Just got a piece of it. While in that Met uniform this year, Ramon was hitting .253 with 3 homers and 13 knocked in. Could not check it up. And that is out number 2.
The White Sox announced that they signed Freddie Garcia to a minor league deal today. He'll report to extended spring training in Glendale, Arizona. He was with the Mets. Picked up a couple of starts in AAA before he was released on April 28th. So hopefully Freddie can regain the magic.
Strike the Pods on the outside corner. I'd hit the ball pretty deep into center field, leading off the bottom of the first. Change up, no good. Another one, no good. And the count 2-1. Ball high in the right field, deep stretch, keep on going, stretch. At the fence, he looks up, you can put it on the board. Yes! Yes!
And that is home run number 1 for Scotty Pods. He's driven in 10. Actually hit the ball farther the first time, just hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark. But he's seen Bonderman twice in 2 innings, and the second time was the charm.
And here's Alexei. He homered last inning. So a 2-0 Sox lead as that breaking ball misses. And with these 2 home runs tonight, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. Those are homers number 58 and 59, so $5,900 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula.
Sednick almost had a home run off Zach Greinke.
Get out of here. It will. Back about 3 rows.
Well, some gentleman on the carom got hit right in the coconut. Caromed off a fan's hands, and he got whacked.
Just got a piece of that one. And that's out of play. Two out and a 1-2 pitch. That's low. Jermaine Dye on deck. Limited slate of action around the big leagues tonight. Bottom of the third in Texas, 2-0 Toronto. Later on, Minnesota taking on the A's at the Coliseum. That ball is ripped foul.
Well, we helped turn around the season for that Oakland team, and they haven't stopped since they left here. They're winners of 6 in a row. They're trying to climb out of the basement in the AL West.
Big swing right there by Alexei. And once again, the 2-2. Santiago at short sucks it up, throws him out, but the home run by Scotty Pies will go the third, leading 2-0. Gerald Laird hits the first pitch high into right field. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third inning. Sox lead at 2-0.
So far, Jose is throwing strikes. And if you don't get behind these hitters, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape. Laird just pops it up, and it's an easy play for Jermaine.
So here's Santiago. Takes the bunt, takes the strike.
Santiago, a switch hitter who's been a better left-hand hitter this year. Hitting .310 from the left side.
Hitting .295 on the season. As there's the strike. He's got 3 homers. And 20 RBIs.
You notice that Jose is working a lot more quickly tonight than he worked when he was here before. And maybe that's confidence, Hawk. Confidence getting the ball over the plate and confidence in his stuff.
Well, you've been out on the mound, and I've seen pitching coaches try it with guys. A lot of times when guys do not have their confidence, it's just very hard to ask them to work faster. They want to collect their thoughts. They want to get together. It's just like a hitter. Sometimes you can ask a hitter, well, hitter, if you move closer to the plate, you're probably going to be better off. Some guys just can't hit close to the plate. They've never done it in their lives, and it's tough to ask them to do it at the major league level. Oh, look at this. A little snap behind the back.
Well, you might start to get the idea that it could be your night, because Jose jammed Santiago with that fastball and then just put the glove behind him. Castro wants it up. Jose gets it up, and then look what I found.
So here's the leadoff hitter, Josh Anderson. And if you didn't see him leading off the ball game, what happened was Jose went 3-0 on him. And this guy can run. He can steal bases. All of a sudden he comes back, gets a strike, and then on 3-1 grounds out to Konerko. So that could have been a very big at-bat in the psyche of things.
I think it helped give Contreras his confidence because he left with the inability to throw the ball over the plate consistently.
Ate him up right there. Nice inning once again. 1, 2, 3. He's retired 7 in a row. And we'll go to the bottom of the third, leading 2-0. Brown. Wave to everybody. Okay.
There's enough of those, folks.
Sox with a couple of home runs if you're just tuning in. One by Alexi in the first, one by Scotty Pods in the second.
The big story in this one is the fact that Contreras has really good control. He's working quickly, and there's 3 goose eggs on the board.
Well, he was throwing the ball well enough when he was up here before to win, he just couldn't throw a strike. And I don't care how well you're throwing the ball, you can't throw it over the plate, you're going to lose. And that's what he did. Yeah, he's got a different body language out there than he had.
He's got a more aggressive posture. I mean,
yes.
He wants to go right at the hitter, and he has confidence that he can make the pitch, and that's different than when he left.
And before I forget, I want to send a big shout out to Humphreys McGee, Chicago's own. What a nice job they did on the anthem and playing before the game. Humphreys McGee. There's a base hit right back through the middle.
Jermaine served a 2-game suspension, and when he came back, that stroke wasn't quite there. But now it is. Now he's waiting back. Now he's not over anxious. And he's hit 2 balls pretty hard the first 2 times up.
Double, now a single, and here's Tomey, who walked. We're just a different looking lineup with Jermaine in there, as we're a different looking lineup with Carlos Quentin in there. Big hack by Jimmy.
Well, because every team is going to get injured players. Some teams will get guys injured that are more valuable to the team than others. Some guys will get their stars injured, but everybody will go through a number of them. You just hope you get them out of the way and then stay healthy when it really counts.
That's low.
In the meantime, you have to stay afloat and play your way through those injuries by everybody else picking it up a notch.
Well, unfortunately, that has not been the case.
No, it has not to this point.
And that's inside. 2-1 to count with Konerko, the on-deck hitter. Outfield there deep. That ball hit hard in the left center field stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah. Yeah. 2-run homer by Tomey. And the Sox lead it 4-0. Number 551.
Jimmy's now driven in 34. And we told you last time he was up that by laying off pitches inside, he's going to get pitches away. And when he does, he crushes a ball in the left center field. This time, he got a ball knee high, which is exactly where he wants it. It was out over the plate, and he drilled a line drive rocket out of the park. And that's 4 runs, courtesy of 3 homers.
And here's Paulie. He just missed one deep into center field as he takes up high. Well, Jimmy is creating what he's doing by backing off the plate, Steve. He's creating his own strike zone. He's using the batter's box as the foundation to how these guys have got to pitch in. As we saw, as that is down to third base, Inge, and that is out number 1. We saw last year and earlier this year, it was hard for him to lay off that pitch inside. And when he hit it, 18 out of 20 were foul.
Yeah, I mean, he would hit the ball and just continually yank it down the line, and it would have more than home run distance. I mean, sometimes he did 450 feet, but he hooked it. Didn't mean anything. It was a long strike.
So here's Gordon Beckham. He walked back in the first. His first major league walk. Get out of here. It will right on top of the dugout. Yeah. Well, if Jim hits 12 to 15 home runs to left center, he's going to hit 40 for the year and have a big season for us.
I think as strong as he is and as well as he's covering the plate, all he has to do is stay healthy, and the rest is going to take care of itself.
That ball into center field. Anderson. And that's out number 2. if he stays with that same approach and stays healthy.
Well, I wouldn't think that he would take a different approach, only in that this one has worked real well because he's working himself into hitters' counts continually.
Gets. And Polanco gets him, but the 2-run homer by Jim Thome, number 10 on the season, 551 in his career. It is 4-0 Good Guys. Placido Polanco leading off here in the top of the 4th inning. As you see, the Sox with 3 home runs lead at 4-0. That pitch a little up and in, and the count 1-1.
At 77 miles an hour, you're not going to try to knock anybody down. This was that sidearm splitter that Jose's been trying, but you have to stay on top of it even if you dip your arm angle. He's getting to the side of it, it's just floating out of his fingers.
Low and away, 2-1.
It's rare to see Polanco with an average in the 250s. The last 2 years, he hit over 300.
And there's the strike. Yeah, Jim Thome now with 551. Alex Rodriguez next, but he's obviously still active. And Reggie Jackson in 11th place with 563. So he needs 12 to tie Reggie and 13 to slide right on by him. Got a lot of guys in his sights as he climbs up that ladder. Jim, 3rd all-time among active players. There's one out. And the 4th inning is brought to you by Taco Bell's 4th Meal, the meal between dinner and breakfast, open until 1 a.m. or later. Let me see. It is 6:07 Scottsdale time.
Not there yet.
Not there.
Have to feed the pups.
Yep. At least it probably will be there.
Yes. As long as the car is still running.
Cleet Thomas. He doubled hard into left center field, his 6th two-bagger.
That's been the only hit of the game for these Tigers. Well, that one just missed the LG Skyline Club seats.
In and out. And that's high. And among active players, Jim Thome, with that walk his first at bat, now has 1,584. He is also in 13th place alone in that category all time. Three balls, two strikes. Cleet Thomas. He gone.
That time he threw the high heat by him.
First strikeout.
And Thomas, you can almost see the expression on his face. He knew he was going to swing. He knew he shouldn't swing. He just couldn't stop himself from swinging.
Sometimes a man can't just stop himself.
He just can't do it.
Here's Cabrera. Takes that one low and away. He grounded out softly to short. And that evens the count at one. Miguel Cabrera, what a hitter. Two hopper. Beckham. Nice inning. Contreras has retired 10 in a row and he leads it 4-0. Tomorrow's amateur draft. A pitchers, B position players. Just text A or B to 97999 and watch for the results later in the game. Brian Anderson takes ball one. Brian grounded out to short. There's a shot. Look at Inge. Boy, what a magnificent reaction time this guy has. He's just a terrific talent. Now, as I said, he hasn't even scratched the surface offensively of what he can do, but he's a baseball player.
When you realize that this guy was a catcher and played just about every other position on the field, you see how quick he is with that first step. You realize how valuable he is. And
right.
Hawk, it wasn't too long ago when the Tigers were thinking about dealing him and actually offered him to a couple different teams.
Well, if they turned him down, they were foolish. Anybody that didn't want to take a chance or didn't want to take a chance on Brandon Inge, his upside still. Now he is 32 years old, but he's a young 32. The way he can run, his body is strong. Just he can do it all.
Yeah, he's in great shape, and he's a terrific athlete, including a number of other sports where he excels.
Golf being one of them. As there is ball 4. You weren't with us a few years ago when they put him out in left field. And I want to tell you something. He looked like Barry Bonds out there.
I don't doubt it. If you take a guy who's good enough to play the infield in any position and catch, I wouldn't doubt that he can play any position and just put him out there.
And then going back a couple of years prior to that, they put him in center field, and he did a heck of a job out there. Here's Scotty Podds, 1 for 2, a homer. Yes, a home run, his first of the season. Four, 5-0 for our Sox. 0-1-0 for their Tigers. Now, if you miss that home run, poof.
That was a fastball right down the middle. In the front row.
That led up. Low and away, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, in the first game, Scott had a couple of hits and a walk, so he was on base 3 out of 5 times. Since coming back in the top spot, he's been great.
Oops. Rack him up. Nothing across. We'll go to the 5th. It is still 4-0. For the Tigers, it'll be Granderson, Inge, and Rayburn. Check out our Southwest Airlines tail of the tape.
Pretty impressive so far, as Contreras has been pretty much overpowering.
First pitch strike. Well, they have 1 hit. They've had 1 base run.
And 1 strikeout, and more importantly, no walks.
Retired 12 out of 13. 10 in a row. Outfield shaded to the left. As a count 2-1.
That split finger is very similar to a good curveball in that you want to pull straight down on it.
Into right field, short. Can of corn.
Get the best seats available for the June matchup against the Tigers. The rest of this series. 3 more games left. To purchase your individual game tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
And an Inge went out to Chris Getz. Takes first pitch strike. Just misses right there, and the count evens at 1. Top of the 8th inning in the Bronx. Yankees leading Tampa Bay 4-3. And there's the strike. So the count 1-2.
First pitch was a splitter. He stayed over the top. Then he missed with one. Then he threw a splitter almost from low 3/4. Now he wants a fastball upstairs.
Right where he wanted it. Didn't bite.
Well, the fact that Castro can call for it upstairs and Contreras then throws it right where he wants it is a pretty good sign.
Little drop down action. Upper tank right side. Pretty good pitch right there. Didn't get it. Look at this one. That ball went across the plate as a strike.
And then the bottom fell out.
The payoff. So the walk. And that breaks the streak of 11 in a row. Retired, and that'll bring up Rayburn, who grounded out to Alexei.
Now Ramon wants to go out there and have a word with Jose. After issuing his first walk, he wants him to keep his concentration.
4-5-0 for our White Sox. 0-1-0 for their Tigers. Inge. As the count moves to 2-0 to Rayburn. Bit of a gap out there in right center. Take your time, boys. There you go. Take it. What? Alexei, another bad throw.
Well, Alexei took himself out of that one because he rushed across, and any shortstop will tell you, you have to come to the bag under control. Now watch Alexei. He comes to the bag, and he literally takes himself into the path of the runner. Ball does not scoop it up. It's not an error. They get the force out from the Southwest RoboCam. Very much reminds me what a young Sean Dunston used to do. Get to the bag so quickly that he would take himself into the path of the runner.
Well, when you're playing as deep as he is, you've got to get to the bag quickly. He's going to have to shorten up more.
Well, in double play situations,
in double
certainly.
play depth. He still wants to play deep, and I'm sure guys who have that kind of arm, that kind of range, as Dunston did, you know, they have to learn you cannot play close to where you normally play in a double play situation.
Remember, Don Zimmer used to take him out there and try to explain to him patiently that you have to have some control because you don't know where that guy is going, and the last thing you want to do is come in And forget about the runner taking you out. You're taking yourself out, and that's what happened in that play.
That's into left field. Pides, he's there. Makes the catch. And no harm, no foul on that one, but down the road could be. Meanwhile, halfway home, leading 4-0. $5 footlongs from Subway. Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. First pitch to Alexei. Misses and the count 1-0. Alexei has homered and grounded to short. Alexei now 5 home runs. That's up high in the count 2-0.
Well, he's going to wind up in the 20s again, as he's just starting to swing the bat well.
There's a shot base hit.
Two for 3 for Ramirez. Seemed like a changeup out over the plate. And again, we talked about the lack of disparity between the fastball of Bonderman and the changeup. Now, his changeup used to work perfectly well at 82, 83 because his fastball was 95 or 6. But that ship has sailed.
Jermaine has doubled and singled as he takes first pitch strike. Jermaine's got his average up to 286. Outfield straight up, spread out, and he's backing off the line at third. There's a shot, a hanger. Well, Anderson will get it back in the first 2 men aboard, and then he'll bring up Thome. Jim has walked and cranked out a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. And if you missed it, poof.
This was not one of his high majestic shots. This was a line drive rocket that went out of the ballpark in a hurry. And so now they're meeting at the mound, and the only reason why they're on the mound right now is they're out to kill some time for that bullpen to get loose and ready. Bonderman is right at the 80 pitch mark. We figured he wouldn't make it over 90. And it's Zach Miner for the second time. So base hit here by Jimmy. That could probably be about it.
That's low. A ball and no strikes to Jim Thome.
Lexi's got to be careful at second base because of the shift, Santiago is very close to him.
And now Jimmy with a catbird seat. Beautiful crowd on a beautiful evening here in the beautiful city. Out and around that one, hooks it over the Tiger dugout. Right here, big man. Right here. On the outside edge, Jimmy quickly turns around and looks at DJ Rayburn.
Well, you can see Laird easing it back over the corner, so he wasn't particularly sure that was a good pitch.
Good check. Full count. Alexi at second, Jermaine at first, with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. And the payoff pitch. There's a shot down into the corner. Alexei's going to score easily. Jermaine on his way to third on the single by Thome, and it is 5-0.
That one just might drive Bonderman from the hill. We'll have to see what Jim Leland has in mind, but Bonderman's hit the wall, and that indeed is going to be it for him. RBI 35 as Jimmy gets that low fastball. And because he does have a little room inside as he's off the plate a touch, drives that ball and keeps it fair into right field.
That's the whole key right there. Keeps it fair. Hits it hard, keeps it fair. All right. Jeremy Bonderman making his first start in the year departs, and we'll be back.
Coaches and staff. The evening includes a silent auction, is concluded with a signature fireworks display. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details. So with a very nice crowd on hand here in the second game of the split doubleheader, Zach Miner comes in. He's 3-1, ERA 5.29 on for the 14th time. He's given up a lot of hits per innings. That's why opponents hitting .314 against him. And 4 of those appearances have been starts. Jeremy Bonderman, I'm sure, happy to be back and throwing the baseball, but this particular outing didn't work out the way he would have wanted it. But it's been a long road back after the surgery. And the Sox have hit the ball real well.
He's going to have to make some adjustments. It's very hard for a young power pitcher like he certainly was in that category to have an injury, come back, and still try to pitch the same way.
Well, I know from my own experience, Hawk.
And you were a hard thrower when you first started out.
But it took me 2 years to realize that I wasn't throwing the ball as hard because I was putting the same effort in it. I was working as hard. The ball wasn't going as fast, and I didn't realize that I had lost that much off the fastball. So in trying to throw the same, you wind up getting hurt. He's going to have to realize he's got to adjust to the stuff he has now. It might get better, but it might be just this.
You cannot pitch the same.
And this is very much a game of attrition. Nature will take a lot of things away from you, and with everything it takes away from you, you have to then add something, change something, cut the ball, sink the ball, do something to make the ball move. And finger pressures, holding it further up or further back in your hand. There's a lot of things you can do.
There's a little shank. And that's going to fall. Thank you very much. Here's the throw to third. And they're going to get him. But JD scores. And it is a 6-0 ball game. So Paulie, who's been hitting line shots all over the place, gets a little duck snort. He'll take it.
Well, I told you it all evens out. It's RBI number 37. And then Jimmy has delusions of Ricky Henderson. And he gets thrown out despite this hook slide.
Beckham, first ball hunting, pops it high. And that is out number 2. Well, it's the same thing for hitters. As hitters get a little older or come up with an injury, they have to make adjustments. And very seldom do you see, and the adjustment mostly comes in your thinking. The last Triple Crown winner we had was Carl Yastrzemski back in 1967. And he was actually a better fastball hitter at the age of 40 than he was at the age of 28.
But he really made adjustments in his stance.
Made it, well, yeah, but mostly it was thinking, because the only way you can help yourself with the fastball is you got to sit on it. You got to look for it all the time. Before, when he was 28, he didn't have to. He was quick enough to where he could still, he would drive it to left center or center, whatever it may be. But as he got older, he started looking more and more for the fastball.
Well, having faced him in the latter stages of his career, he could still get around on anybody's fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that in watching the early films of him, and that's what we had, highlight reels of World Series and whatever, and then actually facing him, he was leaning forward and his hands were up a little bit higher, and he was pretty much geared to not get jammed.
And that ball is going to be out of play. So Josh Anderson got there in a hurry with that speed of his. But right here, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for our Sox. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Tigers. Just tuning in, Tigers won the opener in the split doubleheader this afternoon, 5-4 in a game that we gave them. Flat out gave it to them. And we understand that there was some conversation in between games.
Yeah, that game disappointed a whole lot of people, but it made one manager really mad, and that manager was Ozzie Guillen. And when Ozzie gets to the point where he doesn't feel there's anything else he can do, he will air out his baseball team. And that's something that he decided in watching the way the team executed, in watching the defense, in watching everything that went on in the first game and have gone on in this homestand. Ozzie finally had gotten to the point where he wanted to tell everybody just what he thought of the way they were playing.
The ball hit hard into right field. Clete Thomas now makes the adjustment, goes back. But a couple of more across the plate. We will go to the 6th, leading by a half a dozen. First pitch to Ramon Santiago, switch hitting shortstop, hit hard but foul.
Ramon cracks his bat.
Another $95 bill just bit the dust.
He's got 3 home runs this year. I mean, he's had a pretty decent year.
One of them against us. And that's just off the corner. Outfield, about equidistant, maybe a little bit of gap out there in right center, and swung around to the left. 6-9-0 for us, 0-1-0 for them. It's cued right off the end of the bat.
When this park gets a little bit warmer, you see things like back-to-back home runs by Jimenez and Valbuena of the Indians. So I'm pretty sure that this guy can take one out of the ballpark also.
He gone. Well, the most memorable back-to-back home runs I have ever seen in my career. Came off Nolan Ryan. In the old ballpark across the street. And they were hit by Craig Graybeck and Ozzie Guillen.
2 guys who were no strangers to home runs, no doubt. That must have made Nolan very happy. Who was the next guy out? I bet you he didn't hit one out.
Well, the next time he saw Graybeck down in Texas.
Did Graybeck run around? What?
After he got drilled, he did.
I thought you were going to say the most memorable because it never happened before was the back-to-back home runs by Jermaine Dye and Paul Konerko.
Well, I'm talking about him impromptu, back-to-back.
One of those that you would never think would happen?
You could guess, as long as you're behind pointed south, you could guess any 2 hitters in the game, and you'll never come up with those 2 off Nolan Ryan going back-to-back.
That's true.
And the Yankees have just defeated Tampa Bay 5-3 in the Bronx. A lot of home runs in that game.
There always is.
Little pop-up. Alexei's got the call.
that ballpark, and they've been bringing in engineers to try to see what they can do, but that ballpark has become the premier launching pad in the major leagues. And it's got pretty much the same dimensions as the old Yankee Stadium, but the ball is just rocketing out of there.
Polanco has popped to short and grounded to short. Bunts, and it's going foul. Thank you.
As soon as he looked around, and you could see it, he came up, took a look at first, took a look at third, saw Beckham well in back of the bag at third. He had a pretty good idea that he was thinking about a bunt because the Tigers need base runners badly. They only have had one hit.
And there's a strike. The count 0-2. Marlins shut out the Giants 4-0 down in Florida. Toronto shutting out Texas 4-0, bottom of the sixth down at Arlington.
How about Roy Halladay going 10-1? Pretty good start to this young season.
Does it really surprise you?
No, because he's just outstanding.
The only thing that would really have shocked you if those numbers were reversed.
Well, in his case, and I saw him interviewed after the game, and first thing he did was talk about the offense in some games where he might have been vulnerable. He said his offense has really helped him, which is great for a pitcher to do because it makes the guys feel that much better behind you.
Little chopper, 2 Hopper to gets, and another 1-2-3 inning for Contreras. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. It is 6-0 White Sox. Right now it's time to have a ball with the Illinois Lottery, as today the Sox with 5 home runs in this split doubleheader. Sox now have 60 on the season. That means $6,000 donated by Alex Nellius in loving memory of Ursula, the White Sox charities. Brian Anderson, Ramon Castro, and Scotty Potts. Ryan takes strike 1. Ryan has grounded to short, and then he just hit a screaming Mimi to third base that Brandon Inge made a terrific diving catch on. That ball hit deep into right center field. Anderson on the track. One down. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us here at the ballpark tomorrow night. Game 3 of this 5-game set. Mark Burley against Dontrell Willis. If you can't make it, that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Then on Wednesday, Johnny Danks against Justin Verlander, who has been lights out in his last 8 starts. And that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet.
Oh, look at that picture. It's the people behind us. No, it's them, I think.
And then the finale, as that has popped up, that's going to be playable. Laird makes the catch. 2 down. In the finale on Thursday, Gavin Floyd against Edwin Jackson in a game right back here on WGN.
Jackson has thrown the ball real well right now. They got him for Matt Joyce. A tremendous trade for the Tigers. They took a gamble on Jackson. He's 6-3. His ERA is 2.16. And he's got a 4-1, 3.5-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Scotty Pides has homered in this game. He is 1 for 3. The 1-1 pitch. Get yourself another knock, Pods. And the count 3-1. Right here, buddy. And it's full. And he gets him, so a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Miner. Meanwhile, we'll go to the 7th. It is 6-0, good guys. Top of the 7th inning. A 6-0 Sox lead, says our Southwest Airlines tail of the tape. First pitch strike to Cleet Thomas, who has doubled. He has the only Tiger hit. That was in the first inning. And he also has struck out swinging on a bad 3-2 fastball.
One thing we worried about this game was a few of the speed burners of the Tigers getting on and then trying to run Jose out of the ballpark. But he's eliminated the possibility of that because he's only allowed 2 guys on.
One hit and 1 walk.
And Inge is not one of their base stealers.
And that's out of play. Souvenir left side, 2-2.
Might want to go back to what got him the last time, which is that face-high fastball.
Pops him up. Scotty Pides. And that's out number 1.
Kids 7 through 14, here's your chance to practice and play on the same field as the Chicago White Sox. Register for the Bull Sox Training Academy Experience Camp on Saturday, June 13th. Call the Bull Sox Training Academy at 630-752-9225 or visit bullsoxacademy.com for details.
Here's Miguel Cabrera. Mike Moises and those guys out there at the Bull Sox Academy do a wonderful job.
They do a great job. He was up here the other day. We talked with him.
And Larry Stewart and his guys do a terrific job in basketball. And big hack by Cabrera.
He was here the other day. We talked to him. 2 good guys, and they work with kids, and they teach them the fundamentals of the game. So as they grow, they play the game properly.
If you have not been out there to see it, as parents, you should. If your son or your daughter is interested in baseball or softball, as that ball hit 2, Alexei, deep in the hole.
Did you see Cabrera go out in front of home plate? I think he hurt the hamstring again. Take another look at it and watch him. Right there, it kind of checks up on him, and I give him credit. He still went down and tried to run it out, and he's playing under a bit of pain. Alexei has all kinds of time to just float it over there.
So here is Granderson. Well, in one respect, you never want to see, this guy's as good a hitter, Cabrera, as there is in this league.
There's no doubt about that.
I mean, you can tie him, but you can't beat it. And you like to see as that ball hit high and deep to right field. Jermaine back now right in front of the White Sox charity sign, holds it in. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jose Contreras. 7th inning stretch, 6-0 Sox.
We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. It's all Sox, 6-0. The Tigers with just 1 hit. That coming in the first inning by Cleet Thomas. Jose Contreras on his return to the major leagues has absolutely been brilliant. what a performance. Nate Robertson is on. He's 1-0. ERA 5.17, on for the 14th time. And he's the third Tiger pitcher. Jeremy Bonderman started this one, went 4+, gave up 6 runs on 8 hits. He walked 3, struck out 1. And you see Jose trying to keep his fingers stretched out for that split finger.
Boy, he's got some big hands.
Well, he usually uses a softball and just puts it in between his fingers. Whatever he's doing, there's the softball.
Try that at home sometime. Let me rephrase that. Do not try that at home sometime.
I used to use a basketball, actually. Not well, but I did.
That's how to play right side. Well, you got big hands, especially for a small guy.
But I threw that splitter for 1/2 a season. And because I threw so many curveballs, it just was killing my elbow. I couldn't throw both of them, so I just took the splitter and moved it to the side. There's the high-def shot of the game. It's Jose keeping his fingers spread apart. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it.
And there's another base hit by Alexei. He is 3 for 4 with a homer. That homer coming in the first inning. A line shot out of here.
Well, he got over the top of that high fastball. And again, that shows you how fast his hands are. And how many times he hits it on the good part of the bat. It's tough to get on top of that face-high fastball.
Here's Jermaine. He is 3 for 3. A couple of singles, a double, a couple of runs scored. Takes ball 1. Outfield straight up, spread out. And there's the strike. Sox with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth. 3 home runs in this game. One by Alexei, one by Scotty Pods. That was in the second. And the 2-run blast by Tomey in the third.
That one got a piece of Gerald Laird, and he's still feeling the effects of it. It hit off his throwing hand. And DJ Rayburn took a walk out to the mound a bit, wiping off the plate. And you see right there, it got a piece of Gerald. That's why catchers like to put that hand with nobody on behind that shin guard. He left it exposed, and the ball bit him.
Yeah, so that could have been a broken finger right there, really easily.
That would have been a big loss for the Tigers because Laird's a pretty good catcher. Came over from the Texas Rangers. Not having the kind of year that he was hoping to have. But he's still pretty good back there.
Well, he's going from a great hitter's ballpark down in Texas to not so much a great hitter's ballpark for a right-handed hitter in Detroit. Pull the string on him. Change up. 1 down. Yeah, that center field fence in Detroit will make a right-handed hitter start thinking about pulling.
You can hit it for days out there.
That center field fence down in Texas doesn't make you think twice about pulling.
Well, you can also hit it to the right of center, and the ball just gets into that jet stream and keeps on going.
So here's Big Jim. Big Jim has walked, hit a 2-run homer, and has an RBI single. Count evens at 1 from the 31-year-old southpaw out of Wichita, Kansas. Now resides in Canton, Michigan. Big hack. Jimmy trying to crank out number 552 on that one. And that is slapped into the LG Skyline Club seats and out of the LG Skyline Club seats.
That ball went up there and looked like it hit a frog. It bounced back so quickly.
Like it hit Darrell Porter's mid, huh?
It just bounced out of it.
Good check. I forget what year that All-Star game was, and Darrell was.
Ball just kept bouncing away.
Man, it was. And another foul ball.
I came up with a catcher like that. San Francisco organization was a terrific hitter by the name of Dick Dietz. And
South Carolina.
You never thought that catcher's glove was quite broken in. But sometimes the ball would almost come back to you from the middle of that glove.
That's inside. Full count to Tomey. I think he was a pretty good hitter.
They made the All-Star team in 1970, hit .302. I came up in 71, and he was my catcher. Nice guy. Couldn't catch very well.
Another big hack by Tomey, and that's going to be in the seats. All four base hit. 25. And I'm going to be not a big White Sox hello and happy belated birthday to Big Chuck Tomey the other day. A legend in the softball and how far he could hit it. Rayburn calls him out, and that's 2 down.
Jimmy looks at a very young umpire.
So Laird try to bring it back as here's Paulie. Paulie 1 for 3 with an RBI. He now has 37.
Shaking your head, Jim, and you're right. It was not a strike.
No, it was off the plate.
But all in all, Rayburn's had a pretty good day behind the plate. He's been pretty consistent.
First time we've seen him.
Done a nice job for Jose, who's done a great job for himself. But more times than not, he's been right there on the calls.
Two and 0 the count. Pull the string on it. Pretty good motion Nate Robertson's got with that changeup. Really fooled Jermaine on it.
It's just an excellent arm action, good release point, and you can't pick up the fact that it's a changeup.
And good movement. 3-1 to count. Outfield, spread out, slightly to the left. And that ball hit deep into right center field. Creed Thomas makes the call. Right in front of the track, hauls it in. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 8th. It is still 6-0 White Sox.
Dwayne Wise is taking over in right field as Jose Contreras rolls right along.
First pitch outside to Brandon Inge, 30,809 in attendance. Had 24,408 in game one. Inge out in front, hooks it foul. Brandon has grounded second, and he has drawn a walk. The only walk issued by Contreras. And that's chopped foul. And that fastball out of play up into the LG Skyline Club seats.
100 pitch mark for Jose. Jose gave Ozzie exactly what he wanted in this one, and that was a performance deep into the game. Ozzie wanted to stay out of that bullpen.
Full count.
Brandon Lyon throwing in the pen for the Tigers. And the Sox bullpen silent.
Payoff. Well, if Ozzie could have waved the magic wand and said, this is what I want. I want Jose to come back here and prove to this ball club he's back. He's ready.
He certainly has shown that tonight.
He gone. That's the third strikeout for Jose. That tells you what kind of movement he has had tonight.
That ball sinking, and there was an example of actually dipping down from the side but keeping his hand on top of the baseball. That creates the movement. It doesn't slide on the same plane. It has late movement, and that's why Inge was a strikeout victim.
Hitters do not mind, right-handed hitters do not mind right-handed pitchers who drop down as long as the ball stays on that same plane that you mentioned. Their fingers get on the side of it. That's a hitter's delight. But what is not a hitter's delight is when he keeps his fingers on top and drops down. You're going to have some severe movement. And that is what is hard. If you hit it hard most of the time, it's going to be foul.
Well, he's had almost pinpoint control tonight, which is something that he drastically lacked when he went down the minor leagues. There was another ball that just sunk out of sight. So whatever Jose found down there at AAA, and believe me, he was just as ready to go as the Sox were to send him. He seems to have found it.
Well, he had two good guys working with him, I'm sure, and Kirk Champion and Richard Dodson. And Kirk has had a history. And that history being is when somebody would go down to Charlotte, one of our guys, and he came back, the first thing you noticed was he was working faster.
Which is usually good.
So we have some outstanding pitching, certainly at the major league level with Coop. And then organizationally speaking with Kirk Champion and then Richard Dodson down at Charlotte. And Coop talks to these guys every day, especially.
Don Cooper is yelling out at DJ Rayburn that was a strike.
And that's in the left center field. That's a can of corn.
Watch batting practice in the first half hour of the game at your patio party. Treat your group of 20 or more guests to an unlimited buffet and drink package. Receive discounted tickets for the game. Book a patio party today. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Catcher Gerald Laird is going out to right, and he is going out to left.
And the bullpen is up and going for the first time. Probably because Jose's at the 110 pitch mark. Looks like Matt Thornton throwing in the pen.
And there's the strike. They are just getting underway. Minnesota and Seattle. Twins did not score in the top of the first. Check that Minnesota and Oakland. Got to stop those A's.
Let the A's roll against Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Those A's. Break them up. 2-2.
The pitching we saw, they don't have to score a whole lot of runs. And
well, they caught us at exactly the perfect time. We just were not swinging the bats well. Not that they didn't have some good stuff as that ball hit into right center field. Another good inning, 1-2-3 for Contreras. And these people come to their feet for Jose Contreras, who has gone 8 innings, giving up no runs on 1 hit, and he leads at 6-0. And right now, let's check out tonight's AM/PM player of the game. It is Jose Contreras, making his first start since being recalled from Charlotte. All he's done is go 8 innings, retired 24 out of the 26 hitters he faced. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Just too much good stuff from Jose Contreras.
And made a behind-the-back catch of a ground ball up the middle. So Brandon Lyon comes into the game on a great night for Contreras and the Sox in the second of a split doubleheader. Lyon comes in at 1-3, ERA 5.70, out for the 20th time. And he's had all kinds of elbow problems.
Beckham 0 for 2 with a walk. And he's got a 2-0 count. Get down, get down. Dadgummit.
Well, you get the feeling when he gets that first one that things are going to loosen up a whole lot.
So 2 balls and a strike to Gordon. Hard hit. Backhanded by Polanco. And he'll get him.
From the Southwest RoboCam, we'll take a look at the bid for the first hit by Gordon Beckham, only to be thwarted by Placido Polanco. Made a good solid play, as he usually does at second.
So here's Chris Getz. Takes a breaking ball strike. Getz is 0 for 3. Last time up, lined hard to Cleet Thomas in right. Little free hopper.
Prorated White Sox season ticket plans are still available and begin with the great matchups against the Dodgers and the Cubs. Full season, weekday, and weekend plans offer the best seat locations at the lowest prices with the most benefits. Call 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com to reserve your seats today.
Here's Brian. He's looking for his first hit.
He's hit the ball hard tonight and nothing to show for it.
I like that swing he just took right there. That was a little shorter than what he has been using. His arms were a little shorter in that one. Brian has the tendency to get out there, way out there with that like that, with that left elbow.
That curveball from Lyon is really tough. This guy used to have just overwhelming stuff. But he's had so many elbow problems that's really thwarted what was going to be a tremendously promising career.
1-2. Inge, can he make the play? Look at that. That is a beautiful, just a beautiful play by Brandon Inge, taking a base hit away from Brian Anderson. But we'll go to the ninth, leading 6-0.
Host a private party at U.S. Cellular Field in the Terrace Suites. Take advantage of an enclosed setting with outdoor balconies and a private seating area for your group. A buffet is also available. Visit a Terrace Suite today. Call 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com. Matt Thornton comes into the game at 3-1, ERA a scant 161, on for the 23rd time. And he wants to wrap up the Contreras gem.
First pitch strike to Ramon Santiago, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Contreras, 8 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And let's, as Gordon will make that play, 1 out. And let's don't forget about what a good job in getting Contreras into his rhythm and keeping him there.
Well, that's Ramon Castro behind the plate. And in order for the unit to work well, pitcher and catcher, they have to be close to the same wavelength as far as what's going on. And when a pitcher gets in a rhythm, it's up to the catcher to keep him there. When a pitcher starts getting out of that rhythm, it's up to him to come out and talk to him, which Castro did one time when Jose started to miss. Ramon did a nice job behind the plate tonight.
Yes, he did. As Marcus Thames will hit for Josh Anderson, who was 0 for 3. And that's fouled back. First responsibility of a catcher is get him in his rhythm and keep him.
And when you see something, and a lot of catchers do, they can see a pitcher opening up sometimes more quickly than anybody else. Go out there, remind him to stay closed, remind him to stay back over the back foot. And tonight they didn't have to remind Contreras so much, because he was just absolutely brilliant. And Hawk would have believed when he gave up that double in the first inning that that would be the only hit he'd give up through 8.
It was something that our ball club needed. The two things I think we got out of today, after giving away that first game and playing just terribly, and game 1, if you missed it, was just a bad played game. And then Ozzie, because that's into left field. Hides back, looks up, and that's out of here. So that goes the shutout. Didn't sound like he hit that ball good at all.
No, but he's pretty strong, and he got a hold of one that was out over the plate. So as far as pinch hitting goes, that's the first pinch hit homer of the year for the Tigers. That was a fastball. Normally, Timms doesn't get around on anything 96, 97, but he got around on that one.
So Polanco, he has popped to short, grounded to short, and grounded to second. And there's a little looper. Alexei's got him. 2 down.
Nice effort by Ramirez. Clouds wasn't going to be able to get to it, and Alexei is so fast that he was able to run one down.
And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us here tomorrow night. Mark Burley against Dontrell Willis. Can't, that game will be over. Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Clete Thomas had that double in the first. He's 1 for 3. And the count 0-2. Strike on Tomey. Yes, so that was a strike on Jim Tomey. When this ball comes down, this ball game will be over. Sox win. Sox win at 6-1.